Have you ever walked into an airport, looked at a simple sandwich, and nearly fainted when you saw the price? $14 for a cold wrap? $6 for a small bottle of water? $18 for a basic breakfast? $12 for a coffee that tastes like instant powder? And the craziest part, you still end up buying it. Why? Today, we're diving deep into the real reasons airport food is insanely expensive, the psychology behind it, the business model no one tells you about, and why airports are basically the most expensive food court on Earth. Let's break this mystery wide open. The captive audience trap. Let's start with the number one reason. You have no other choice. Once you pass security, you can't leave. You can't go outside to eat. You can't bring large liquids. You can't order delivery. You can't compare options. You are stuck inside a secure bubble. This is called a captive audience, meaning businesses know you're hungry. You're trapped. You will buy something. Without competition, prices go up. Simple economics. Airports know you'll pay more because the alternative is starving, eating airplane snacks, or paying even more on the plane, and companies take full advantage of that. Massive rent and fees. Airport restaurants pay outrageous rent, sometimes 2 to 3 times higher than similar shops outside. Why? Because the airport charges high rent, percentage fees from every sale, service fees, security compliance fees, airport branding fees, equipment fees, location fees, and these are not small numbers. Some airports charge restaurants up to 30% of their total revenue just for the right to operate. That means if a sandwich costs $8 to make and the restaurant sells it for $10, they lose money. So how do they survive? They raise the sandwich to $14 to $18 and hope people still buy it. High security costs. Running a restaurant in an airport is nothing like running a restaurant outside. Everything, literally everything that enters the restaurant must go through airport security. This includes ingredients, deliveries, water bottles, cleaning supplies, staff backpacks, packaged goods, restaurant equipment. Delivery trucks can't just simply drive in. They must use secure access routes, undergo screening, and follow strict timelines. This means slower deliveries, more employees, more paperwork, more time, more cost. Every extra step equals higher price for the customer. Limited staff and extreme working conditions. Working in an airport requires background checks, security clearance, restricted access badges, early arrival for security, long lines, extra training. Airport employers often have trouble hiring staff because the hours are exhausting, the environment is stressful, the commute is long, the security process takes time. So what happens? Labor costs go up. Higher wages equals higher food prices. 365-day operations. Airport restaurants don't get holidays. Not Christmas, not New Year, not national holidays. They're expected to stay open early morning, late night, weekends, every single day. This means more staff, more shifts, more overtime, more utility costs. Every hour they stay open costs money, and that cost ends up in your food. Airports control prices. Here's a surprising fact. Restaurants don't always set their own prices. Many airports require restaurants to follow the street pricing policy plus 10%, which sounds good, until you realize the street price they refer to might be a high-end cafe, in a tourist area, in an expensive neighborhood. So when outside coffee is $5, airport coffee becomes $5.50 to $6. Even when airports claim to limit prices, the baseline is already inflated. Airports want premium brands. Airports intentionally invite luxury cafes, gourmet burger shops, high-end bakeries, branded fast food chains. Why? Because airports want to appear upscale. But Upscale brands equals upscale prices. You're not paying for a meal. You're paying for branding in a restricted high-rent environment. Psychology. You expect it to be expensive. Airports take advantage of psychology. When people travel, they're already spending hundreds on tickets, money on luggage, money on transportation, money on hotels. So a $6 bottle of water feels normal. It's called the cost blindness effect, when your brain stops reacting to small expenses because you're already spending on big ones. Plus, travel stress pushes people to buy comfort food, regardless of price. Why airlines make it worse. Remember when airlines used to give free meals? Most don't anymore. Now, no free meals, small snacks, tiny drinks, expensive in-flight food. People know airplane food is overpriced and low quality, so they buy at the airport. Demand goes up equals prices go up. How to save money at airports. Here are smart ways to avoid getting ripped off. Bring an empty water bottle. You can fill it for free after security. Bring dry snacks. Most dry foods are allowed. Eat before arriving. Avoid airport hunger. Use lounges. Some credit cards give free lounge access with free food. Compare terminals. Some terminals are cheaper than others. Buy from vending machines, often much cheaper than restaurants. Airport food is expensive not because it's special, but because the airport environment is one of the most expensive places to operate a business. You're paying for security, staff, rent, logistics, convenience, and lack of competition. And while the prices may feel outrageous, once you understand the system behind it, everything finally makes sense. Next time you see that $16 salad, you'll know exactly why it costs more than your actual flight meal. If you found these insights useful, subscribe to Travel Tactics for daily advice that will ensure your next trip is smoother, safer, and much more enjoyable. Wishing you safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.